are, my friend. All right, 3, 2, and 1. Well, hello, friends. It is TexAgs Rewind. David Nuno here with the flosser himself, Gabe, who did something during the show today that, first off, I didn't know you were flexible.
Okay, so there's a trick here, and I didn't even do it when I
Right.
showed you how flexible I was. If you turn around 3 times in a row and then go try to touch your toes, it's amazing how much more flexible you are.
Say what?
Oh, yeah. So do this.
Okay, so he's actually touching his toes.
But then if you spin 3 times.
Oh, you're about to fall, and I'll laugh.
And then you touch your toes, going way further down.
Okay, but then you did something that was way worse, and this is just so we can laugh about it on air forever.
But I've done this before on air.
All right. Oh, gosh. Just the tight pants are a problem for me. So
I can actually put my leg behind my head, but I got to stretch out a little more to do that.
Episode 2630 got really gross.
It's good to be flexible. I mean, that's good for you.
There's a lot of jokes coming out right now. I'm watching the text line.
I'm also strong as hell. I mean, it's not just flexibility.
Somebody saved this show. Thoughts on the college football polls that came out yesterday? Gabe doesn't care.
Smash this show. Smash it.
Smash it. Chris Landry containing Bo Nix, a big part of the conversation. Coach Alan Weddell and the A&M linebackers. They've been playing better, and it could be another special weekend this weekend with recruiting. Ryan Brauninger with Recruiting Country. It is
a very strong man edition of TexAgs Rewind.
Thank you. I look at it, and I think for the most part, it is fair. Right? For the most part, it's fair. I had A&M ranked higher than 14 yesterday. I think I told you 10. But I knew that was me having maroon goggles. But I thought the victory over Alabama and the way they've kind of navigated through injuries would bump them up a little bit. All said and done, they're going to be okay if they win the games in front of them. We didn't expect them to win the national championship with those 2 losses early on. I'm happy to see Mississippi State ranked high because it looks good for A&M now.
Yeah, I have no issue with it where A&M is. If I was, the only thing is I would put them ahead of Auburn. You mentioned the Alabama win, and Auburn has 2 losses, right? So A&M has 2 losses. Auburn has 2 losses. One of their losses is to Penn State. Okay, I guess that's a good loss, if you want to call it that.
Right.
A&M lost to Mississippi State, but A&M has a win over Alabama. I would think that would, but it's not enough to get upset over because you play this week. If you win, you're going to be ranked ahead of them anyway.
Right.
So just win.
I thought they got it right with Oklahoma.
I do too.
They may be 9-0, but who they beat, how they beat them, and some of their wins, kind of like Notre Dame, have been not impressive at all. As for Cincinnati, I feel bad for them because they've probably done everything right, but there's the eyeball test and the schedule test, and it just doesn't match up with some of the best teams in college football.
Absolutely. No. And look, they're not afraid now to employ him in the running game. Now he's more run to throw than run to run, but if it's a 3rd and 3, he'll pull it down. So you got to be real careful. And, when you can go into a lot of man or pattern matches underneath, you can lose sight of the quarterback. He's not going to run crazy, but he can extend a play. He can extend a drive with his feet. But for him, it's more about extending outside the pocket so that he can get his receivers who have trouble winning off the line of scrimmage and winning on their route, extend the play where you can't cover it as long. So, I think the pressure has to be really exact, meaning I think you've got to really rush from the outside in and hem him in the pocket as much as you can. If you do that and you muddy the pocket, that's where he's more prone to make mistakes, and that's where he's thrown over the middle, and that's where you can have some picks and certainly defending the football over the middle.
I think we've got 2 of them are in the top 8 in the conference, rushing. And like you say, it's a 1-2 punch. And the biggest key to a situation like that is in a close game like an Alabama or one of those type games, and probably will be in Auburn this week, is you've got 2 backs that have fresh legs in the 4th quarter. And that's what it's all about. How are you going to play in the 4th quarter? And if you've been alternating the backs in there and keeping their legs fresh, then in the 4th quarter, when your backs have fresher legs than the defense does, it makes a big difference. And I think that's the biggest key to having a 1-2 punch is Some people have a big back, fast back, and all kinds of stuff. We've just got two great backs that can do anything and catch the ball out of the backfield and are a threat for 4 quarters. And that fourth quarter, we have a big advantage with our depth.
Coach, isn't that what's in Jimbo's DNA too? Like, control the ball in the fourth quarter. That's why they're able to suffocate these teams at the end of games.
No doubt. I mean, the coach will tell you, stay close and find a way to win in the fourth quarter against the good teams, And that's what we did against Alabama. That's what we will do this week against Auburn. Ole Miss coming up, Stay close and find a way to win in the fourth quarter. And that comes from a great all-season program of intensity, confidence in your teammate, and just the whole picture coming together. The Aggie football program is in really good shape right now. We're playing some really good football, and we have a chance to finish the season with a 10-win season and go to a great bowl game, and we'll see where the cards lie after that.
Have you spent any time watching Auburn and what they do well? Is there anything about them that worries you?
Yeah, Bo Nix. He's a 5-star quarterback that's playing like a 5-star. I mean, he's the closest thing we've seen a Johnny Manziel. He's their Johnny Manziel, I guess. A brand new program coming in, new coach, new everything. Ran into some problems early, had to get the system down. But the kid's a winner. The kid can beat you. He's one of those things. And I think the best thing about Bo Nix, and I heard your previous session, we are a better team. A&M has better players. The players around Zach are better than the players around Bo. But I'm not real sure Auburn knows that. I think they've got so much confidence in their quarterback and their leader that they feel like he will find a way to win the game for them. And I think that's the toughest part about this game coming up is the confidence that Auburn's playing with in their offense, and that transcends to their defense also. They're playing more get the ball back to Bo, we'll find a way to win. So it's the same feeling we had back when Johnny was here back 10 years ago. So they're a very dangerous opponent. It's going to be a great football game this week.
All right, so what is the recipe to defeat Auburn? It's what we went back to, that fourth quarter dominance, running the ball, control the clock?
Running the ball. We're the better football team. It comes down to don't beat yourself. We're the better football team. Let's go out, find a way. Contain Bo as much as you can. Let him be Bo. But the same deal is their receivers are not as good as, they're not the best in the conference. So his line's not the best. What you gotta do, I think, more than anything, we do it well. You gotta stop the running game. You gotta really control the Auburn running game to make Bo a one-dimensional type of person. And then just keep him in the pocket where he doesn't like to be, and things will be fine. But it's going to be a challenge. That's why they're ranked number 12 in the nation, playing good football. And they've got a shot at the conference championship. They control their own destiny and so that's a scary situation there. And the other thing that's very unusual is they have had the keys to the city since they've gotten into the Southeast Conference. I mean, they've won every game that's come down here, I think.
Yeah, they have.
That's very unusual that someone can come here and dominate at Kyle Field like they have the last number of years.
Unfurled the weekend ahead and kind of what's going to happen in College Station, what a lot of people are anticipating happening in College Station, and that is, first of all, that Walter Nolan is coming back. That was something that was planned after the South Carolina weekend, which the South Carolina weekend was planned after the Alabama weekend. So every time he comes back, he enjoys it more and reschedules another visit. And we are expecting Evan Stewart back on campus. Again, something that we had heard was in the works once he left campus on his official visit after the South Carolina weekend, expecting Evan and some members of his family to make the trip down to College Station to watch the game on Saturday. They, and by they I mean Bobby and Walter, had a lot of other names that they said were coming in, including like Enoch White, Smoke Bowie. I forget who else they said, but Amari Abor. I think Amari Abor will come. But I would classify the rest of those names they said as maybes. Like, sure, they could show up. These are guys that we've been hearing about, running it through our sources. Jason is not confident that Enoch White is going to make his way in this weekend. He's confident that he will come back before signing day. But there's some real juice and real momentum. And we're just talking about the 5 stars. I haven't mentioned that I'm expecting Cam Dewberry on campus. Mm-hmm. I'm expecting Chris Marshall on campus. 2 high 4-star kids that A&M's been after for a long time in state. And the visitor list, we talked about how great it was in Alabama. Then it was really, really good again and rivaled Alabama during South Carolina, and now it looks like the Auburn weekend is going to rival both of those as well. It's just recruiting under Jimbo Fisher. It kind of like tops itself. Like there's really no peak because the staff, coaching and recruiting, wants to keep raising the bar. And there's a chance. I think I said it last week. You want to go pie in the sky, David, and you want to go best case scenario, which never happens in recruiting. They could sign 7 5-stars. I don't think they will, but when you start breaking down each recruitment of these remaining 5-stars that are out there, you go, okay, who do you like more than A&M in that one? Well, nobody. Like for Amari Abor, I could say like Ohio State.
Right.
You know, Cam Dewberry's, I think, is a coin flip at this point. But if you go and you start examining Walter Nolan and Shamar Stewart and Anthony Lucas and Harold Perkins and Evan Stewart and Jacoby Matthews, you know, do you go in any of those recruitments? Do you go, I like somebody more than A&M? You may like somebody as much as A&M, or you may like the field as much as A&M, but do you like anybody more than A&M in those recruitments? And you got to say no. It's incredible, man.
All right, Flexer, go ahead.
Smash the like button.
Tell your
Download,
friends.
subscribe, rate, and review. Watch it on
Comment.
YouTube. Comment.
Tell your buddies.
Share it all over social.
And try to touch your toes like Gabe did and put his...
Spin 3 times, you'll touch your toes more. Try it. You tell me I'm wrong.
All right.
Everybody try it.
It's TexAgs Rewind.